Well, this is going to be a testament to see if this works because this is my third time trying to shoot this. So, how do I deal with stress? Well, there's a couple things I need to preface this by saying that not all these things will work for you, and not all these things are normally something everyone can practice. And I'll go in detail what those things are. But let's start with the first way I deal with stress. Um, or how I prevent stress is that I spend a lot of time alone. You probably could guess because the name of the channel is The Hermit. Um, and it's not because I dislike people to a high degree. It's just that I know I'm an extreme introvert, and the more energy I expend by being around people, because for whatever reason, I'm just super sensitive to a lot of commotion, a lot of everything coming in all at once. Um, when that energy runs out, I tend to get stressed. So I spend a lot of time alone. And second way I deal with stress is a lot of exercise and yoga. I do yoga at least 4 times a week and exercise at least 3 times a week. Not nearly as much as I used to. I used to work out like 6 days a week. But it does help with stress levels a lot. When you have stress, emotional stress placed upon you, and it's not channeled anywhere else, it's going to build up in your body. You can actually literally physically feel it, and you unconsciously just start to tense up all over. A good way to deal with that is to exercise or do some yoga. And what's the other one I do? Meditate. Obviously, you guys probably already know that one. I meditate at least about 45 minutes a day. Now, the meditation doesn't come easy to you. That's fine. I would assume that most people feel like sitting in one spot for 45 minutes is probably torture to them without having a cell phone in their hands. But if you can't do that, just go ahead and try to do some yoga then. Just do some light yoga. Help get you more in touch, with what's going on inside. Now, here's the part that's a little more difficult for the average person to do, and it is sensory withdrawal. Now, withdrawal from sensual pleasures. Now, when I'm saying that, I mean all sensual pleasures, or a good majority of them. For example, I'm celibate, so therefore, the whole idea of sex, nope, doesn't really register to me. I don't. It's just not something that I know will grant me peace in the long run. And I'll elaborate on that too. Is that not only because it's just a little physical endeavors, but when I have an interaction with a female, I treat her exactly the same way I would treat anyone else. I don't have any preconceptive thoughts in my head like I need to say this or I need to say this because I don't want her to dislike me. Doesn't register at all. Doesn't even come to my mind. Or I don't want to look stupid because if I look stupid, then people might view me differently, and or that one person I was interested might think of me another way. Again, doesn't matter to me anymore. Or for example, I don't really have any hair. My physical appearance, I no longer stress out about because again, I am no longer seeking that. So I still work out and stuff, but I do it for health, not really for physical shape. That's cool, but just keep up my body for the time I'm here. Now, the other one I usually do is food. So food, all my food is extremely plain. Tofu, brown rice, beans. On occasion, I'll have some dark chocolate, but that is really it. I have salads on occasion too with no dressing. Taste, again, is something else that pulls you into your body, into the physical realm, into the external world that is probably going to eventually cause you stress too. And again, I'll elaborate that in 1 second. And I guess I could say no fat, but that goes with celibacy. So obviously. And here's a big one though. Media. Social media. I don't have any of it. This is the closest thing I get to social media. It's because I believe that there are some people out there that are like me and will probably, might understand that some of these things will work for them. And maybe some of them won't. But social media, I don't have a Twitter, at least not what I remember I have. I don't have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's probably like 50 other ones right now and I don't remember. Because the honest thing is that I already have a lot of, well, I don't, not anymore, but I used to have a lot of going on up here. How do I expect to have a peaceful mind while I'm being exposed to the cacophony of online chatter that is social media? It doesn't make any sense to me. Is that people try to find peace there, but all there is just external chatter adding on to the internal chatter they already have. So it's just, I don't get it. Honestly, I don't understand social media. I don't understand the need for external validation. But again, teach your own. So yeah, but yeah, I don't have social media, so therefore, I never really have to fear anything, at least from that sphere of existence or that sphere of whatever they're doing. Now, again, that was mostly sensory withdrawal, and the reason why I'm going to say why withdrawing from your senses, at least actively seeking out pleasurable things through the senses, is probably going to cause you more stress in the long run than you would think. Now, let's go on through here. So I've already written this up, because again, I've done this video like 3 times. Is that this is the baseline for someone that is sensory withdrawn. Someone that, they find good enjoyment by reading nonfiction books. That person is going to be pretty even kill pretty much throughout all of their day. They're going to be pretty even kill. There might be some fluctuations here and there, but it'll be pretty even. Like, just think this is like your energy levels. And all of a sudden, there's an event that happens. So it could be any event. It could be something happened in the family, a bad day at work, quote unquote, or someone yelling at them, etc., etc., etc. Now, that is going to throw off balance. No matter, unless you're like a fully enlightened monk, it's going to throw you off balance a little bit. And your normal baseline will come down and go up, up, down, down. And you see how it's the fluctuations of that energy, your internal energy levels are still going to fluctuate, but they're eventually going to come down to base level. Why is that? Why would someone with sensory withdrawal quickly snap back into this even kill level of energy? It's because that they were never really tied up with the external world as much. They were never fully invested into the external world's interactions with them. Now, let's go ahead and elaborate on that. Let's go to the baseline of someone that has sensory overload or someone that's fully enveloped in their senses on a regular basis. Now, let's say, it goes up and down, but let's say like they have a good time with their friends, right? They don't, they're the kind of person that needs people. Like, they need to be around people, right? Eventually their friends have to go to work on Monday morning. So all of a sudden they come down, they get that energy drop from being around their friends. And they're like, okay, now people in the sensory overload or sensory enveloped people, they don't just stay here at the bottom because the bottom feels bad. They don't like that. They want to feel high all the time. They want to be enveloped in their senses all the time in a pleasurable way. So they seek something out. They call X and they have sex, like later on that night. And then it starts to go down. They come home. They start, at some point they start to feel that they need another thing to chase, another high to get to. They get some good food. They get a burger or something, right? As you can see, is that these things, they cause you to engage in your senses, engage in the external world, pull you outside of yourself more and more and more. Now, there's an event that happens. Again, getting yelled at work, bad day at work, something bad happens to someone in the family, get a flat tire or something like that. These people, the sensory overload people, people are in their sensory enveloped people, that event hits them way harder because they were used to relying on the external world for all their pleasure. So when something bad happens, it goes up and down, up and down. They might think that the world is almost ending, depending on their outlook. Some people can hold that in and stuff, but some people like this that really envelop in their senses over and over and over. they are more prone to external situations that happen to them. So that's how this can be, as I said, you know, the way I avoid, or not avoid stress, but the way I deal with stress is that I spend a lot of time alone. I don't have a lot of friends. The friends I do see, I see maybe once a month. I obviously don't have sex. It doesn't mean anything to me. Food. My food is extremely plain, so therefore it's never really I'm never fully enveloped or ravished by the food I'm eating. I'm like, wow, this is a really good apple. It doesn't really grab you as much as like a double cheeseburger or some good Chinese food. So that's how I deal with stress. Again, I realize that most people will not do this on a regular basis, but I believe that there are some people out there that are more prone to being sensory overloaded. Because you have to think of what these things are doing right here. All these things actually cause an emotional response. An emotional response causes you to have energy for that response. Emotion comes from energy. People only have so much energy in their life or so much energy in a day. So even if it's a good emotion, it still requires energy to be developed. And by having these emotions go up and down, being bounced around left and right, eventually you're going to be tired. You're going to be too drained to deal with anything else that comes in your life. But thank you for watching. This is the most consistent I've uploaded. People that watch, I really appreciate it. I'll try to upload more in the future and try to have more practical advice as well. Thank you for watching.